watch a quick video that just kind of recaps what we learned yesterday, okay? So just sit back and listen, okay?
In today's lesson, you will learn to break a large rectangle into many smaller, same-sized squares. So, my mom and I decided to make brownies to celebrate my birthday. We used this pan that is 3 inches by 4 inches. I want to cut this pan of brownies into smaller, square-shaped pieces that are all the same size. Are all these pieces the same size?
No.
No, why not? Do you think these 2 pieces look like they're the same size? No. And are both pieces squares? No. Remember that for a square, all 4 sides must be the same length. Okay, so are these divided into equal sized square pieces?
No. I hope you guys said
That's
no in
because
your
these
head.
pieces are not the same size, and neither piece is a square. Remember when we said that the pan was 3 inches by 4 inches? Well, let's try this. Why don't we divide the pan of brownies into equal-sized square pieces using rows and columns? What's a row? A row is when parts of a shape go across. Here, let me show you. Let's try breaking this brownie pan into 3 rows, or 3 pieces that go across. 1 row, 2 rows, and 3 rows.
So remember, rows go across, so left to right. Rows go long ways that way.
This can sometimes get confusing because we only made 2 long slices, but now there are 3 long parts, 3 parts that go across. And remember, we call these rows. Now, let's divide our brownie into columns. What's a column? Columns are parts of a shape that go up and down. Let's divide our brownie into columns. I'm going to put columns on top of the rows that I've already cut into my brownie. I will divide my columns with the color white. We've got 1 column, 2 columns, 3 columns, and 4 columns. Remember, this is the part where it can get a little tricky. We made only 3 cuts with the white line, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. So remember, we were trying to break our pan of brownies into smaller and equal-sized squares? Well, did we do it?
Oh yeah.
I think that this shape looks like a square, and it looks like it's the same size as this other square. Great job. I think that all of these pieces look like squares, and they all look like they're the exact same size. Great. Now we have to count. How many pieces of brownie do we have now? Let's count together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We divided our brownie into 12 equal, same-sized square pieces. Pretty cool. So let's sum up what we did today. We took a rectangle and divided it into rows and columns. Then we counted how many total squares we had. Great job. Together, we broke a large rectangle into many smaller, same-sized squares. Now that you know how to break a large rectangle into many smaller, square-shaped pieces, you can also break a rectangular pizza into smaller, same-sized pieces. You can also do the same thing with many other foods and shapes in your everyday life. All this
Oops, I guess.
talk about brownies and pizza makes me hungry. I'm gonna go get a...
All right, so we did that yesterday, didn't we? We went ahead, you guys had a sheet of paper, and we were making arrays together, okay? So what we are going to do now is you guys are going to practice making the array. So what did they say? They said it was important that the pieces are equal. So yesterday when I was making my pieces, they were not completely equal because I was working with the whiteboard. Today for your worksheet though, I made the lines and I made it so you can just move them and drop and drag them. So right now, I just want you to look. Do not get on the worksheet yet. Just look, okay? Because I'm going to show you how you're going to complete the worksheet. So do not go on the worksheet yet. Just watch mine. Okay, this is what your worksheet looks like. There was 3 problems, A, B, and I skipped C, and it's D. So don't worry, there's no C. It's just A, B, and D. All right. So look at, it says use the lines to drag and make an array. So you guys always know when you first access your worksheet, you're going to put your name and you're going to share it. So look at number A, letter A, not number A, letter A. Use the red lines. So these red lines are going to go into this rectangle. Okay. It says make an array with 2 rows and 5 columns. So let's look at these lines I have here. Right away, I could tell that these 2 lines are they're a lot longer, right? So I might use these lines to make my rows. Somebody just go ahead and say it out loud. Which way do my rows go? Do they go across or do they go up and down?
Across.
Good, across. So I put extra lines in case you guys accidentally delete one. So I'm going to take one of these. I'm going to click it until it's blue, and then I'm going to drag it until, does that look about the middle? Okay, so right now I have made 2 rows. Look, row number 1, row number 2, but I'm not done. What I have to do now is how many columns do I have to make? Someone go ahead and just say it out loud. How many columns does it say to make? 5. So I'm going to take these lines and start making columns. Columns go which way? Across or up and down?
Columns goes across. Up and down.
Across
Up
or
and
up
down.
and down? Up and down.
There.
Perfect. So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and remember, if you want to click on one and drag it, you have to highlight it first. Make sure it's highlighted blue, and then you're going to click and use your other finger to drag it where you want it. So here's 1 column. Here's 2 columns. Here's 3 columns. I'm going to watch. I'm going to show you guys something. Here's 4 and then 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do these look very even? This last one seems pretty big. So what you can do is if you have the columns already in your array, if you click it, and do you guys know what your arrow keys look like on your keyboard? Go ahead and look at your keyboard right now. You should have an up, down, a left, and right arrow. If you have your line highlighted, you can use your arrow. So look, I'm not even using my mouse. I'm using my arrow. So once you have your lines in your array, you can go ahead and start using these arrows to make them a little more even. They don't have to be perfect. So does that look a little bit better? I think so. This looks a little bit better. Okay, that's number 1, or A. Sorry, that's A. So what you would do next is you would go to number 2. Number 2 says use the green lines to make 4 rows and 3 columns. Okay, so that's, and then you do D. Remember, you might have extra lines, okay? I made extra in case you guys accidentally deleted one, but you should not be hitting the delete button, okay? You should just be dragging and moving. All right, so listen, listen, listen. Please listen. What you're going to do is look at here. I already put what we're doing today on our math page. We already did number 1, didn't we? We watched that video. So now we are going to number 2. Number 2 is the worksheet. After Susan, go ahead and answer me this. After you finish number 2, which is the worksheet, what do you do after that?
Extra math.
You go on extra math.
Look, I see this right now. I numbered it wrong. Extra math. Good. And after extra math, you're going to go ahead and complete 1 lesson on Dreambox. So look, I put what we're doing in order. We already did number 1, so pretend we're crossing that out. We crossed out number 1. So now you guys are working on number 2. Go ahead and start getting on that worksheet, okay? If you need help, I will be doing the worksheet together in whole class, okay? So kind of like we always do. So if you need help, please just send me a chat that says that you want help with the worksheet, okay? You still have to do it, but we could do it together. All right, awesome. I hear people already sharing their worksheet with me. Don't forget to share that worksheet with me. So I'm going to put in our chat what you should be working on right now.
5 columns and 2 rows. Okay.
Worksheet in math page under Wednesday. Then
This is my
extra
question.
math. Then one lesson on Dreambox. And that's all we're doing today again. So it's kind of the same as yesterday. If you guys are using your time wisely, then you'll be able to finish early, okay? If you need help, please, please, please tell me, okay? That's what I'm here for, okay?
Yeah, because you're only going to need
All right.
one more.
I got Piper's, I got Heidi's. If you do accidentally delete a line and you need me to go add another one, I could do that for you, okay?